Chris Pike has written in and says, "Hi guys, huge fan of your show. I watch every episode. I was wondering if you guys could share your views on the clash at the Castle pay-per-view being held here in Scotland's ticket prices." So, this is from BBC's website. It said the premium live event comes to Glasgow's OVO, or OVO, I don't know how you pronounce it, Hydro venue on 15th of June. The cheapest tickets cost £300, which is something like $360. With premium tickets more than £2,000, call that $2,400, $2,500. Several fans told BBC Scotland News that they had been priced out of the event and will miss the chance to see Scottish wrestling talent like Piper Niven, Albert Fryer, Nikki Cross and Drew McIntyre. So there's been a real explosion in ticket prices recently, but for a getting price of $360 equivalent of, that's pretty high.
That's a high ticket. In US, what would that be?
No, that's it. I've exchanged that. Like $360.
Oh, okay.
For the nosebleed section.
I don't think they can get that. I don't think the people would pay that. On these pay-per-view events they have, the ringside is outrageous. But you go up high in the seats, that's for family. A family can't afford a $350 ticket for 4 of them, 5 of them. They can't do hell. They can go to Florida for that. So I think they're pricing themselves out of the market. And I don't think they'll get it. You know, you can ask anything for a ticket you want to ask for. But whether you get it or not, different story. I would say that is way, way too high.
Yeah. WrestleMania, I told
you.
Hey,
this is not, wait a minute, wrestling coming in, that's not like Taylor Swift. You know, her tickets were extraordinarily high too. But WWE, they travel more than Taylor Swift. Just like you may see Taylor Swift once or twice in your lifetime. You can see WWE every week on TV. So what makes it so a live event so expensive?
Well, do you know what it is, right? So live events for concerts and all that kind of thing all went up during the COVID lockdown, like because you couldn't do anything for like a year, and then ticket prices got jacked up to sort of compensate for like a year, 18 months of no gigs and no sporting events, you know, with fans and stuff. And then I think they've realised for the most part that they can get away with charging more and people will still turn up. But especially with WWE, my theory is, ever since the merger with UFC to become TKO, Nick Khan and Ari Emanuel and all that kind have looked at how much UFC charges, and they charge exorbitant amounts compared to WWE. They've looked at WWE and thought, we can really jack the prices up here to sort of mimic the price points of a shoot fight promotion or even boxing. I think basically and people are paying it still.
Can I say something now?
No. Yes.
No, but MMA, they deal with more, it's an adult audience. But with WWE, they got a lot of kids. Do they have a special ticket or no?
Don't think so. I mean, I'd have to check, but I don't think so. I think it's just one seat, one person.
If they can get it, more power to them. But I think if their product goes down just a little bit, people look at those prices, they say, you got to be kidding me. We ain't doing that. And until they show up a couple places and the place is half full. See, what was the Wembley events for them or for AEW?
That probably, I got ground floor seats for, I can't remember what I spent. I think it was about £60. So that's like $75. It was 18 rows back. Now, that's really, really low. And the reason for that was twofold. One, they were trying to fill up the stadium as much as they could, which is fine. But the other reason was we had a theory that there was going to be some, because behind us was, you know, the crane camera. And I think they released the seats that I bought really late. So they essentially added an extra row at the back because they didn't need as much room for the equipment, and therefore they just sold off those seats really cheaply. So I got a really good deal on that. But I think I think for far away ground floor seats, they were looking at maybe dollars-wise, $180 or $200 or something like that. I got lucky. But consider this, WrestleMania, just gone in Philly, those seats were $6,000 per night. And that isn't just front row. That was a few rows back as well. $6,000 to watch something you'd still probably just look up at the screen to see.
Brother, I don't get it.
Where are all these millionaires coming from, Dutch?
I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't. I would not pay $6,000 to ride with anybody 15 miles and talk to them. I wouldn't do it.
I spent less than that going to Japan on business class. For 2 weeks, all expenses in. I spent less than that doing that. How's that possible?
I don't know how you can maintain fans, especially kids, if the ticket prices are so high that his parents couldn't afford to send him. And that can come back and bite you in the butt.
Yeah, well, the thing is, they're in Glasgow, so I'm thinking, well, they're rarely over here, but they're going to be over here even more now, apparently. But yeah, that's a good thing. Are they going to lose fans? And also, are they going to make themselves look silly when WWE ticket prices or interest in WWE inevitably falls off with the peaks and troughs, of course? Mm-hmm. And then they're trying to sell all these tickets, and then one day they've only sold 3,000 to an event, and then they're wondering why no one's buying these $500 tickets.
Yeah, well, they've gone through this before, but these ticket prices are just out of range for the average person. And WWE, the MMA fans is a different fan than, say, a WWE fan with the kids. I'm sure there's kids that go to MMA, but I don't think their main appeal is to them. It's for the adult males. It's what it's geared to. But WWE is geared to women, men, and the kids. So we'll see what happens. That's kind of high for me.